got Jackie Chan, whoa, whoa, you got Sum Bong Hung, and you got Young Biao, all together, just throwing the punches and throwing the love. And yes, that's how you say their names.
Stop fighting!
Oh, yeah, welcome to Movies Revisited. I'm your host, Taylor James Johnson, and boy, howdy, do I love a good martial arts film, and do I love a good romantic comedy. And hey, guess what? This movie that we're revisiting, Dragons Forever, it's a little bit of both. It's all about the choreography. They're like dancers. It's like a beautiful dance, but people get punched and kicked in the face. But this time, there's also a fun little love story thrown in there too. So it's just a movie for everybody, you know? Sometimes you need movies that everyone can like. Well, if you like foreign films, because apparently some people out there don't like foreign films. I don't like to read and watch movies at the same time. That's what they say. So yeah, let's see what the great E.J. Tangonin has to say about Dragons Forever.
One of the most beautiful and intricate forms of performance art is Chinese Peking opera. The art is an amazing display of physical capabilities. Think of it like if Cirque du Soleil incorporated weapons and martial arts fighting. And it's because of these physical elements that some of the child performers of the theater troupe grew up to become some of the biggest action legends in Hong Kong cinema. Three of the most notable names to graduate from Peking Opera are Yuen Biao, Sammo Hung, and Jackie Chan. These three grew up and trained together as part of the Seven Little Fortunes at the China Drama Academy before starring in their own movies. And one of the most beloved action films in their heyday actually starred all three of them, the 1988 film Dragons Forever. The three brothers, as they're referred to, consist of action star and director Sammo Hung, who is the eldest and, literally, the biggest brother. Then Jackie Chan is the middle brother, and the youngest in the group is Yuen Biao. When a new wave of Hong Kong martial arts movies finally found a way to break out of the shadow of Bruce Lee, Sammo and Jackie would forge the path to a new legacy with their brand of acrobatics and comedy incorporated into the action. The three brothers would all work with each other throughout various projects in the 70s, but it wasn't until 1983's Project A that all would co-headline a movie. Project A became a smash hit, and the studio, Golden Harvest, would excitedly ask for more from the Dream Team. The brothers teamed up again for 1984's Wheels on Meals, and the third film in Sammo's Lucky Stars series, 1985's Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Stars. Then, 1988 saw all three coming together for one final time. And Jackie says the title Dragons Forever is a tribute to them and their friendship. It's not completely known if they intended this to be the conclusion of their collaborative era, but it ended up serving as a swan song for the trio. It was also treated as an opportunity for all of them to do something different. First of all, in addition to being an action comedy, it was also a rom-com that put Jackie and Sammo in rare romantic lead roles. Jackie portrays a character that's a departure from his norm, named Jackie Lung, also known as Johnny Lang in the American export cut. Jackie's character is a sleazy, womanizing defense attorney who usually represents mobsters despite ultimately having a good conscience. Sammo, who normally plays the timid everyman, plays Luke, an arms dealer who's friends with Jackie, and Yuen Biao gets to stretch his comedy muscles as Timothy, another friend of Jackie's, who's an eccentric tech expert with questionable mental stability. The film's plot is anchored by Jackie's new client, a chemical plant business owner named Mr. Hua, played by another Peking Opera graduate, Yen Hua. He's currently in a dispute with a local fishery owner named Miss Yip because the disposal of his chemicals is killing off her fish. The two cannot come to a settlement and decide to take their case to court, and Mr. Hua hires the famed criminal lawyer Jackie Lung. So Jackie, in his savvy but slimy ways, enlists the help of Luke to work his way into Miss Yip's personal life with a romantic entanglement, and then convince her to settle out of court. Luke secures an apartment next door to hers and plays up his clumsy but charming shtick as the new neighbor. Meanwhile, Jackie also visits his friend Timothy to coax him into placing a bug in Miss Yip's apartment. This is where we get a fun glimpse into the chaos of Timothy's world, as everything about his residence is unconventional. We're talking giant light switches, long water tubes for his fish, and his own little bird sanctuary. Here, Biao gets to do some fun rambling on Timothy's personal politics and philosophy, and his roundabout conversation breaks Jackie's brain to the point of brief hysteria. The romantic comedy elements come in not only when Sammo attempts to win over Miss Yip, but Jackie becomes attracted to the head witness in the case, who just happens to be Miss Yip's cousin, Nancy. There are a lot of fun sitcom-type situations that stem from these web of interests, including mistaken identity and sneaking around. Early on, Luke catches Timothy, whom he's never met, sneaking into Miss Yip's place, thinking he's a burglar. We get a fun little scuffle between Sammo and Biao. And you'd think the gesture of stopping a burglar would win over Miss Yip, but it isn't enough to break down her barriers, and she keeps rejecting Sammo's advances. Meanwhile, Miss Yip convinces Nancy to use Jackie in, coincidentally, the same way Jackie's using Luke to manipulate her, so Nancy begrudgingly accepts Jackie's offer for dinner. And it's during this dinner scene that we get a classic slapstick comedy sequence. Jackie's trying to put on a romantic date for Nancy, but he gets interrupted by both Timothy and Luke. Jackie is scrambling around to hide not only Timothy from Nancy, but also Luke from Nancy. And if that wasn't enough, the two men run into each other and reignite their feud, then just start fighting right there in Jackie's apartment. So now, Jackie finds himself trying to separate them while hiding them from Nancy. Despite doing several movies together, Dragons Forever is the first and only time you get to see Jackie, Sammo, and Biao fight each other in three-way battles. The movie hits the usual rom-com story beats as Luke eventually wins over Miss Yip, and Jackie wins over Nancy. We even get a love ballad during a romantic montage. The action gets incorporated mostly because Mr. Hua is also in a conflict with rival gangs, and they include targeting his lawyer Jackie in coordinated attacks. In another great sequence, we get Jackie fighting off a gang of thugs while he and Nancy are dining on a yacht. The location provides for some creative Jackie parkour. He runs up and jumps around the yacht's staircases and walkways, trying to evade the thugs, and incorporates the furniture in traditional Chan fashion.
Before we continue with our video, here's a reminder to click the Store tab on any of our Joe Blow channels and browse our collection of the latest and freshest designs in our merch store. Go get you some.
But the film seals itself as a worthy entry into the Three Brothers filmography with the finale at the chemical plant. Luke and Tim investigate a suspicion that more is going on with Mr. Hua's business. They sneak into the main operation area where they discover that not only do they deal in pollution, but they deal in drugs as well. Sammo gets shortchanged in this finale, but it could possibly be because he also pulls double duty as the director and wanted to concentrate more behind the camera. Timothy returns to the plant with Jackie, and it becomes an amazing battle royal with Mr. Hua and all his thugs. Biao really gets the chance to shine here, as he moves with swiftness that seems inhuman, and he makes it look way too easy. Watch how he jumps right through a small opening in a broken window without touching anything. The choreography is pretty on point for 80s Hong Kong action, but the falls in particular that the stunt team take in the finale are some of the most brutal sells in these movies. The main event becomes a one-on-one fight between Jackie and Mr. Hua's main muscle, played by the delightfully sinister, dark-eyed Benny the Jet Urquidez. The two had already fought in what's been called one of the best one-on-one fights in martial arts films, when they squared off in the finale of Wheels on Meals. This was a welcome rematch that's less comedic than the previous fight, and has a more raw, angry energy to it. Not many place this fight above the Wheels on Meals one, but it's still a damn good one. Dragons Forever sounds like it would be another slam dunk hit for Golden Harvest, but it actually underperformed. Hong Kong film expert Bay Logan feels it may have been because the stars were playing against type that might have turned audiences away. According to Jackie's autobiography, by the time they got to Dragons Forever, there had been a growing tension between the three brothers that had hit a critical mass. Just prior to this film, Jackie's superstardom skyrocketed even further after he had a major hit with his film Police Story. Sammo felt overshadowed by Jackie's worldwide success, and Yuen Biao also felt he needed to forge his own path, so the three had gone their separate ways after this film. The tension would die down as time went on, and Jackie would work with Sammo again when Sammo directed and appeared in 1997's Mr. Nice Guy. Then the two would fight side by side when Sammo made a cameo in Jackie's 2004 movie Around the World in 80 Days as Wong Fei-hung. Then at one point, it was rumored that the three would have a reunion in Jackie's 2006 film Rob B. Hood, but for whatever reason it didn't work out. Although Jackie would still have a small reunion with Yuen Biao for a scene. In 2021, it was reported that Sammo will be making a biopic of the Seven Little Fortunes, and the troupe recently came together for an emotional reunion event. Dragons Forever took time to build a following, but it now sits comfortably alongside some of the classics in Golden Harvest's prime era. And it would recently be given the 4K Ultra HD remastering treatment with a 2-disc special edition courtesy of 88 Films. So if you haven't seen it, check it out.
Thank you for clicking on our video, everybody. If you like what you saw here, please make sure you like the video and subscribe and share with your friends who like this sort of content. Joe Blow was created by movie fans for movie fans, and we appreciate your support.